We got a number of updates from Blizzard today. So first of all, the server list is out for WoW Classic Season of Mastery. That's going to be important because November 11th, we can do our name reservation. So trying to figure out what server you want to play on, be a good idea to figure that out soon. I have in the description below a list of discords for each of the servers already. You know, EU, we got Bone Scythe, Ironfoe, Dreadnought, so on. We got NA discords, Barman Shanker, Jom Gabber, Shadowstrike, Mutinous, so on. We've got Oceanic as well. Notably, there is no RP PvP servers yet that Blizzard has announced, which kind of feels sad because I loved the passion of the grob mob. Hopefully an RP PvP server will be added soon. I know so many people in the comment section were all like, grob gang, maybe I'll put out like another survey on the YouTube channel, see what people feel about this. But anyways, those are the servers. Discord's in the description below. Check that out. Figure out what server you want to play on. If it's PvP, PvE, those are all pretty much announced as of today. Now, some other WoW Classic updates that Blizzard recently announced, actually did not announce. This is a hidden update, kind of a silent removal of a WoW quest called Betrayed. This has actually been removed without any mention from Blizzard. If you remember the quest, this is a Horde-only quest. The quest mentions a betraying, thieving Blood Elf woman and regretting trusting a woman. So, honestly, I stopped reading quests. Like, I read them the first time, 17 years ago, but I kind of stopped recently. So in my mind, this quest was just quick, easy XP. But Blizzard actually looks like it removed it. I'm sure you can piece together why they did it, with all that's going on. But no announcement yet, and that quest is just gone, so Horde are going to level a little bit slower now. I don't know. I don't really know the full implications of this, but just thought I'd mention that was removed. Also, some other changes that Blizzard did announce. We do know that DIRE MAUL will be in launch. This is sort of old news. If you haven't heard, though, it's kind of a big deal because you can get your nice class trinkets early on. We also know that Totems, Librams, and Idols and patch 1.1 adjusted drop rates are going to be implemented live, so that's very, very nice for a lot of different classes. In addition to that, we also are going to get Dungeon Set 2, which looks amazing, by the way. I've never gone out of my way and collected it because that was added kind of later, and if you play a lot, you already kind of progressed past that. But that's going to be accessible at launch, so hopefully I see a lot more players with that if they're going for it. For that quest chain, you do have to access the Twilight Camps, so those are actually also going to be in launch, but none of the other AQ stuff. Also, the level 50 quests are also going to be in launch, so the level 50 class quests, things like Diamond Flask, the Devil Sore Eye, the Enamored Water Spirit, Abyss Shard, or Soul Harvester for all these different classes to get those awesome items. That's all going to be available at launch, which is actually really awesome in my opinion because I love running Sunken Temple. Things that no one ever said ever. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe it's popular. But it seems like it's never easy to get a group for Sunken Temple. So I'm really excited. I think in Season of Mastery, it looks like it probably won't be as hard because I think a lot of people are going to actually want to go get those things because during release, those will probably still be good. So looking forward to that. Also, all Battlegrounds are going to be available at release, unlike, back in WoW Classic originally, August 2019. Those were not available in release, so we're going to have Warsong Gulch, Alterac Valley, and Arathi Basin all available. Also, the World PvP objectives and EPL will also be in the game on release, so tons of stuff to do on release. I can't wait. It's going to be really nice that they did that because we have that increased leveling speed, so getting to 60 won't take as long, and so we're going to have some stuff to do. So this is going to be very, very awesome. Not only that, but Blizzard also increased the rate at which players rank up in the PvP honor system. And WoW Classic, after calculating your expected rank each week, you would move 20% of the distance between your current rank and your expected rank. So basically, they are now doubling the distance you move each week from 20% to 40%. And that is basically how it works. Nothing else is really changing, so there's no guarantees about getting, rank 14. It's still going to be pretty hard, but also it's going to depend on a lot of factors as well still. One more update regarding Classic WoW. We actually found out that Herbalism and Elemental reagents are going to have a bit of a change in Season of Mastery. So Blizzard is increasing the availability of Plague Bloom, as well as adding a small chance for Black Lotus to drop from high-level Herbalism nodes and increasing the availability of Elemental Fire, Elemental Earth, and Elemental Water. This is actually a huge change because these are all super high valuable reagents. As you know, for flasks, for potions of resistance, these are all very, very important reagents. Pretty much most, the highly farmed stuff, like if you check out that video I just made on, good farms, the elementals we were just talking about. So this is very interesting. Now, in Season of Mastery, we already have increased node spawns, so I can see Herbalism actually being, I don't know, like we're gonna have a lot of herbs. We're gonna have tons of Plague Bloom. Like it's increased on top of already the increased node spawn. Having a small chance to just find a Black Lotus when you're, herbing up some herbs all over the zones, like that's crazy. And then also increasing the availability of elemental fire, earth, and water is going to make it, people are going to be able to get that much more easily, on those different farms, so I think this is an awesome change from Blizzard. This was not in the Season of Mastery beta. So, we weren't able to test it yet, but hopefully Blizzard does make that go live eventually and we can start testing that out. Blizzard said they'd let us know when that goes live, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. But very exciting changes to herbalism and elemental crafting materials. And the last update I have for WoW Classic is Blizzard announced that once Season of Mastery ends, you will have the option to transfer to an existing Classic era realm, which will be free, so it's good to know. But I'm also curious if we can transfer that to a TBC Classic server, or maybe a current live TBC Classic server, and continue our journey on that Season of Mastery character onto TBC. I think that would be really cool if you ask me. But speaking of TBC, we actually got some new updates from Blizzard finally on what's going on with TBC Classic, and actually some raid nerfs were announced, which were supposed to go live today or November 9th with the weekly reset. But if you have been paying attention, they immediately, very quickly took it back and decided not to do that. Blizzard, of course, loving out-of-season April Fool's jokes. But all jokes aside, I actually think this was a great decision for them not to do this because they gave us literally no warning whatsoever before these nerfs. Because, if you're trying to progress and you haven't gotten Vosh down or Kael'thas, who are going to get nerfed, that Blizzard announced, it could kind of feel bad that you missed your chance to kill pre-nerf KT or pre-nerf Vosh. So we can expect these nerfs to be coming soon, but we are not going to get them this week. We don't know when, but it looks like Blizzard is itching to get those nerfs in so that people can down those bosses, which kind of hints that Phase 3 might be coming in the next few weeks or so. But anyways, what are the nerfs? So, Myrogrim, Kael'thas, and Vosh are all going to get nerfed. Myrogrim Tidewalker. The Tidewalker's health is going to be reduced to post-nerf values. I actually went ahead and looked up these values. So currently they have 71k HP as of Wowhead, Classic TBC. And if I looked at the back in the day value, post-nerf, 18k HP. So 71k to 18k. Crazy nerf. It's such a strong nerf. So these are the Tidewalker lurkers, are the murlocs that get summoned if you're not familiar with the fight. It's basically the main mechanic that makes the fight hard, is just can you gather up murlocs from both waves coming at your raid, protect the healers, and down them as fast as possible using AoE. Basically, they have 71k HP, so it takes a little bit of time. You have to let the tank get some threat. Now it's down to 18k HP, so you can probably just AoE them without having to worry very much. 18k is not that much, so who knows? That's a huge nerf if you ask me. Lady Vosh, the fight actually gets pretty difficult when she starts using Persuasion, and what the nerf is doing, which is basically mind control, it's going to no longer provide crowd control immunity. So you can imagine if, let's say, a melee DPS gets persuaded or mind controlled, they turn on another melee DPS and just kill them very quickly. It can cause lots of problems in your raid. Being able to CC that player very quickly would definitely make the fight a lot easier. So that is the Vosh nerf, allowing persuaded targets to be CC'd. So a polymorph, a cyclone can go a long way there. And last, we have the Kael'thas nerf. So what are they? All 4 advisors get their health reduced by 10%, and then all of the summoned weapons will have their health reduced by 10%. Definitely helpful. I don't know. I think that's kind of a big part, a big phase, is just getting those weapons down fast. So could be a helpful nerf for those who are having trouble. But again, these are not going live. We don't know when they're going live, but we do know that Blizzard announced that they're going to, they're looking to do this. They tried to do it, but the community was like, come on, like we're about to down these bosses and give us a little more heads up. So it did not actually go live yet, which is good because, I think you should give a little bit more of a heads up. So, guilds and raids can push for these kills in the pre-nerf state before it's lost forever. So I think this is all good stuff.